is Bitcoin maximalism taking over the Republicans. Why do I think that happens? Because just like wokeism is like a network that's above the Democrats and also somewhat contemptuous of them, it's like a ghost that inhabits the party, but is really an independent thing. It's a network that stands outside the state. So too, Bitcoin maximalism is like a network that stands outside the Republicans. It's like more radical and more principled in a sense than any mere elected or, official could be.
Yeah.
Okay. And the thing about it is Bitcoin maximalism rejects it rejects lots of things. It starts with rejecting the Fed, but it goes on actually towards, it's like a left-right combination because it rejects every fortune that was created in America because they're all cantillionaires, aren't they? They got, the Cantillon effect is? Yeah. Cantillon effect. The first people who get access to the printed money buy more assets with it. And then the poor guy in the Midwest who gets the money last, it's like a hot potato and it has no buying power by the time it gets them, right? So everybody's got assets. They're all cantillionaires. It's, all the banks are corrupt. All the governments are corrupt. Everybody's corrupt. And, there's like that's the thing is there's a truth to this. Just like, why did communism get a lot of traction in the early 20th century? Because industrial age working conditions were tough. You didn't want, if you seen like those mines, those factories, they were tough. Were they probably better on average than, what preceded them, like more stable in terms of outcome? Yes. But in that adaptation, you did have unscrupulous factory owners. You had things like the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire. You had those things. Now, of course, the solution to that is to come up with a system of, checks and balances where employers treat employees better and better competition and so on. The non-solution is communism, where both worker and boss end up in a gulag. Yeah. And it's lose-lose, right? But there was a problem, right? And similarly, like a lot of things that maximalists say are true. The money printing, the political corruption, and so on and so forth. And what's going to happen, though, is basically once they just kind of lose faith in the electoral process entirely, which is starting to happen, and it might be one of those delayed reaction things where, maybe it's 2024 and I don't know, DeSantis is, it's some contentious election and Florida basically pushes for a Quebec-like solution. Quebec has like quasi-home rule in Canada, right? This is part of the union, but it's also kind of not, right? It's got its own special things, right? Lots of things that Florida is doing is it's like setting up its own National Guard. It's got its anti-CDC. It's saying that it's not going to enforce federal laws. This is all continuous with actually a lot of the stuff the left started with sanctuary cities. But sanctuary cities, it's gun laws, it's drug laws, it's abortion laws, it's states suing the feds on education. 17 states sued the feds on the 2020 election, and on many other things, right? So all of that probably leads to something where Bitcoin maximalists, maybe they operate at the state level, maybe they're just rejectionist crypto anarchists entirely, but that is sort of to the Republicans what I think wokeness was to the Democrats.